What's up, weirdos? I'm Chris Weir, and this is the Chris Weir Experience. And today we're on episode number 32 of the Daily Weirdo. And today I want to talk about communicate. So today's topic, while it's going to be a relatively short conversation, is a very, very important one. In fact, I think it's probably one of the most important responsibilities that a leader has in business, which is communication. And not just communication with clients or prospects or vendors. Those are give-me's, right? We already know we've got to communicate with them. I'm talking about internal communication today with your employees, with your staff, making it very clear what their responsibilities are within their job, what their expectations are, how they're supposed to do, and what they're supposed to be producing, or how much they're supposed to be producing, depending on your particular industry. Also discussing their performance and how they're doing. What are they falling short on? What are they doing very well on? So some of the things that I've done throughout my career that has really helped in being able to communicate with my employees and holding myself accountable, and that's I think the hardest part for leaders is to hold themselves accountable to actually do the communication, right? We talk about it. I think a lot of us realize that we need to do it, but then actually doing it is a hard part. So some of the things that I've done really are just three things that I schedule for myself. One is a daily huddle with my team. And I'll do a daily sales huddle with the sales team. I'll do a daily production huddle with the production team. And that's just a 5 to 7 minute quick meeting. Generally, we're all standing up. We don't even sit down. And we're just running through the details of the day. Who's doing what, so that nobody's stepping on each other's toes. Everybody kind of knows where everybody's at. Are we stuck in any mud? Is there anything that has created a challenge or a hurdle that you're trying to figure out and can't quite figure out how to get over? Did a prospect give you an objection that you're not quite sure what the rebuttal is? That's where that daily huddle comes in. You're not trying to necessarily fix problems. You're just trying to connect problems with solutions. So, for instance, has anybody run into this particular objection before? Okay, after the huddle, you guys get together with them and, that kind of thing, right? You're just kind of connecting people. Where you actually get down in the weeds a little bit more and you start getting granular, talking about actual rebuttals with your sales team, or you're talking about new techniques or software updates or whatever with your production team. You do those in the weekly meetings, right? So I schedule one weekly meeting, or one meeting per week with sales and production. And that one usually is 30 minutes to an hour. That's where we get into a little bit more detail. There's some continual education that takes place in those meetings, but it's also a time for everybody to come together, generally at the end of the week, and it's more of a relaxed environment, and it just is good for morale. It's good for sharing the information, and that kind of thing. And then the third meeting that I do is a quarterly. You could do it monthly. I started doing them monthly when I first started this one-to-one performance evaluation. I call them one-to-one performance evaluations, and I'm going to do another video on one-to-ones so you can see exactly how I do my one-to-ones. But I used to schedule those monthly, but I found that was a little bit too much. They just happen too much in my business. Now, in your industry, it may be relevant to do it monthly. In marketing, with the ad agency, monthly just seemed a little bit too much overkill. So we actually changed ours to quarterly one-to-one performance evaluations, where we sit down and we actually go through our employees' performance and exactly what they've done. We've set milestones for them. We set goals for them to obtain, and we are religious about following that and making sure that they're hitting their numbers. Again, whether that's sales or production, it doesn't matter. Everybody has expectations within their jobs. So that one-to-one performance evaluation, we do quarterly. Again, you could do monthly. That's a great place to kind of get the employee knowing what they're supposed to be doing. Look, an informed employee is going to have better morale. They're going to have better output and performance and all those different things that we talked about earlier. So it's really, really important that as a leader, you put a focus on communicating with your employees, not just clients and vendors, but communicate with your employees as well. Don't forget them. Hope this helps. See you on the next Daily Weirdo.